What's up, guys? This is Andy here from BC Tech, and today we are going to do a quick review on the NZXT Sentry 3 fan controller. I have nothing but great things to say about this. There's only one negative, which I will get to. This is not an unboxing because it's already installed, but I just wanted to show you guys what comes in the box and what the box looks like. So that's the box. Gives you the specs. 5 channels, 15 watts, touchscreen, picture of it. It's a Sentry 3 fan controller. Whole bunch of gibberish on the side. If you guys want to pause and read that in different languages, go for it, because I'm not going to. Just barcodes. And then more stuff on the back. I'm holding it so you guys can pause and read it if you want. And that's about it. Like I said, there is nothing in the box besides extra stuff that it came with. It is already installed, but I'm going to open it up and show you guys. So first off, the packaging was really nice. It came with soft foam packaging to hold it in place in case of whatever happened. You know, in case the UPS guy decided to kick it, it'd be fine. But here's the bag of goodies. It came with zip ties, little sticker things to hold on the temperature probe, because it's not only a fan controller, it's a temperature probe for the CPU or your CPU cooler, and I have it on my cooler. This black thing here is an actual a backup temperature probe, and it also came with a bunch of little cable ties, the little twist ties that I actually used. I'm not a big fan of zip ties. I don't like things permanent because I'm always changing things. That's it for the goodies. It also came with screws and mounting hardware and stuff like that, which is obviously in the case. Then it came with this, which is the NZXT warranty. The installation manual. And I got the English side, right? Oh. Whatever. This. But it's pretty straightforward, as you guys can see, and it folds up nice and neatly. The anti-static bag, and what this does is this prevents any electrical static frying out the PCB on it, because it has a computer board in it, computer chip basically, to control the thing, and it is touchscreen. So this kind of plastic is anti-static, so you can't build up a static charge like running across the carpet and zap it and break it, because that is possible. And then the foam I was talking about that holds it in place is this nice soft but still dense foam that sat in either end of the box, holding it in place, so it had plenty of cushion if some dick decided not to take care of my package. Which, I don't know if they did or they didn't, but it came intact and the box is fine. And it didn't just come in this box, it came in a bigger Amazon box. I ordered this off of Amazon, given I have Amazon Prime, so it came in literally, I ordered it on Friday and it came on a Sunday. I didn't even know they deliver on Sunday, and that was USPS, the Postal Service, delivered on a Sunday. So I ordered this Friday, it was here Sunday, and I paid $35 for it. Anyways, let's get to the actual goods. I'm going to show you guys the actual cooler and how it works. Okay guys, here it is, set up in the case. As you can see, it fits nice and flush in a 5.25 bay. It does not wiggle around at all. It is screwed in. You can either just use the, in this case, the G42. I could have just slid it in and it would have popped in place, but you never know, it's something you touch a lot. So I actually used the screws to mount it in. There is 2 screws in on either side. But this is an awesome fan controller. As you see, it is always moving. And the reason why I like this one, there was other comparable fan controllers for the same price. It matched the scheme. If you guys haven't already watched my first video, the interior of the PC is all blue, so this went nicely with it. I wanted the Thermaltake one to go with the Thermaltake case because it had the mesh, but it was not in stock, so this was my second choice, but I'm glad I got it. But for those people who want more of a stealth mode kind of thing, first off I'm going to show you that you can shut it off. You can shut the screen off, which is pretty cool. So if you want a stealth mode, if you don't like all the glowing lights and shit all the time, you can turn off the stealth mode, and then it's a quick touch of the button on the corner. There's plenty of presets on this. There's basically 3 different modes. Right now it's on quiet mode, and I'm not going to say anything, and you can listen just to the computer. And remember, I have 8 120 millimeter fans in this case, so it's not going to be completely silent, and I can make it quieter if I want. It's at, all the fans are at 800 RPM, it's at 40%. Hold on. So as you guys can hear, it is pretty quiet, and this is the quiet mode that it is set on now. The next mode in line would be performance mode, which performance mode is awesome because it has the temperature probe, as you can see here, which is linked to my I have liquid cooling in my system. I have an H100i GTX that is a push-pull. So my probe is actually connected between this, between the CPU and the liquid cooler, the actual block, which is 25 degrees Celsius, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. You can switch that, which is cool. So if you don't know how to convert it in your head, or you just want to see Celsius or Fahrenheit, you literally click on it. But I leave it on the Celsius, that's just what I'm used to. And also with the RPMs, you can change it from the RPMs, which now it's 880 RPMs on all the fans. Or you can click on it and it'll tell you the percentage of how much power is being put to it. And it's at 50% power. And that is on performance mode. The cool thing about performance mode is it has the temperature probe like I was talking about. So when you're gaming, the hotter your system gets, and it'll know by that temperature probe, this fan controller is a smart controller, it'll adjust itself. So the hotter it gets, the fan will actually start, ramping up. And I could run a little test. I'm doing CPU burner, and you can see the temperature going up. It was at 25 degrees, now it's 26 degrees, or 26, almost 27 degrees Celsius, and the fan speed is slowly going up. It's going to 830. It's not going up by very much because it's liquid cooling and it really doesn't need to. You see now it's at 840. And now that I turned off CPU burner, it's going to go back down. The temp is at 26.7. And then the fans peaked at 880 RPM in performance mode, so it automatically adjusts itself. But now that it's off, it's going to start cooling down. You can see it's going to 870, it's at 26 degrees. But obviously you get the point. The hotter it gets, the more the fans will kick in. And then the third mode you have, the third option you have, is your own custom controls. Which, as I'm showing you, all my fans are set on 100%, so you can hear the sound difference. and I can choose each fan. And then I can control each fan individually. Say number 1, which is my lower intake fan. And then you could also use these buttons. I could turn it all the way off if I want to. Or you could use the slider bars backed up to 100%. Or another cool thing is you can link a set of fans. Like if you have a dual radiator setup, liquid cooling, you can link a certain set of fans. What you do is you hold down the link button, and then you press the ones you want to link, and then you press the link button again. And then you do that, and that'll adjust just those two. As you can see, I press 1, it's already back up. Go back to 3 and 4, which are my radiator fans. Those are completely off right now. Just never actually done before. But I'm putting them back up to 100 because usually I leave it on the quiet setting unless I'm gaming, and when I'm gaming it's on performance setting. The only time I actually use my own custom mode is when I'm benchmarking and doing something extremely hot in this computer. Like I said, it's got all sorts of functions. If you don't like the sound, you can turn the sound off. Now it's back to quiet mode. You'll hear it slowly ramps down. Instead of immediately dropping the voltage, which can damage your motors and your fan, it slowly drops the voltage. It'll slowly ramp your fans down, and it'll slowly ramp them up. Increasing and decreasing the voltage drastically, you know, going from 800 RPMs to 1500 RPMs, or 5 volts to 15 volts instantaneously, doing that non-stop actually is very harmful to fans. So NZXT knows what they're doing to slowly ramp up their fan speed. And you can hear how quiet it is now, and I'm going to be quiet unless you guys hear it slowly ramp up to full. Okay, since you guys got the point in that, I'm going to mention the 2 negative things that I don't like about this. Obviously, you saw around the bezel, it does not fit 100% perfect. I'm going to kill the lights in here. Okay, as you can see, because my fan selection, I have, these are Thermaltake fans, and they're not PWM fans, which are not 4-pin. So the power that lights up these LEDs comes from the same power that powers the motor. Now that's not the NZXT's fan, but these are rated up to about 25 watts, so they could be much brighter than they actually are. But you can see once I lower the voltage, it starts to get dimmer. And then if I turn it all the way off, the lights go off. Now that's not the NZXT's fault, that is Thermaltake's fault for not making them PWM fans, but even at 100% they're not as bright as they could be. Given this is the brightness that I like them at, I think any brighter would be overkill with these things, but These fans at max are spinning at 1600 RPM. I think they're rated at around 2400 RPM. So I would like to see a little more power out of the NZXT Sentry 3. Like I said, it's only 5 through 15 volts. Well, actually 0 through 15 volts. I'd like to see something that's at least like a 24, 25 volts, so I could really ramp these things up if I wanted to. And then because I have a push-pull configuration on my system, give you a little quick view, I can also ramp up the original Corsair fans, which I have on top. The Thermaltake fans are on the bottom. The Corsair fans on the top are not connected to the fan controller because I did not have, this only has 5 fan ports and I did not have enough. I have to buy splitters, but I can control them through my the Corsair link and put it up to performance. And now you can hear it getting even louder. So just to say, my system has quite the cooling capability. Has the H100i GTX liquid cooler, which is an amazing cooler by itself. It's an AIO cooler. I have 3 Thermaltake ring fans that are just for exhaust and intake. I have 2 intake. Guys, give me 1 second. Hold on, I'm going to pause it so I can take the camera off the stand. There we go, guys, we're back. The reason why I bought the NZXT Sentry 3 or fan controller is because of the amount of fans I have. Not sure the exact amount. I have 8 120mm fans, but we're going to say 7 because one of the 120s is in my power supply, and that's a contained unit. But I have 7 120mm fans, so I needed to be able to control them. They couldn't all run at 100%, or this thing, like it sounds now, sounds like a jet engine. But I also got it because this case is cooling optimized. As you see, I have 1 front intake fan here, 1 bottom mount intake fans, which you can also see through the bottom, which is awesome, and then a rear exhaust fan, and then 2 more right there that are also technically exhaust fans, but those are what cool the radiator. If I can turn the lights on, you can actually see this is the H100i GTX radiator. And you can see through the top, turn some lights on, you can see those are the original Corsair fans. So I have 4 120mm fans on that 240 radiator, which pretty much leaves me to be able to overclock as much as I want, and this thing will stay pretty cold. And that's about it. So if I had to give this thing a rating, 1 out of 10, the NZXT Sentry 3, I'm going to have to give it about an 8.5 out of 10, just because it lacks a few features. Like I said, it doesn't fit the bezel perfectly, and I wish it was a little more powerful. I could buy cable splitters and control the Corsair fans on top with the same thing. Just split them out so 2 fans will run off 1 channel, but like I said, it's only 15 volts, so I'm not going to get the same amount of power. Not that it's needed, but if this was a 24 volt fan controller, I wouldn't have that problem. Besides the voltage issue and the fact that it doesn't fit the bezel perfectly, hold on 1 second. Oh, never mind, you can't really see it. There's a little gap right in here. That and the only 15 volts, which is more than enough. Don't get me wrong, 15 volts is actually industry standard, but there is quite a few companies out there that have went above and beyond and have about 24 volts. So 15 is the standard, 24 is overkill, and I knew what I was getting when I bought it, and it's not like it's a big deal, and I never expected to do the push-pull configuration on my system. I thought just the push would be fine, but I had the fans, I thought why not, and I have since ordered 2 more Thermaltake ring fans, so I will have 2 more glowing blue fans on top as well. But like I said, I have to do it with the splitters, and we're going to see how that goes. Anyways, guys, this is BC Tech, and that's my review. I gave the thing an 8.5 out of 10. Somewhere around there. 8.59. Let's give it a solid 9. Give you another quick view. Little view of the box. And a little view of the computer. What it's all running. All those fans. What's up, guys? I'd like to take a quick second to give a big shout out to my sponsor, CJIT. Without them, none of this would actually be possible. Given I did purchase this awesome product myself. This is the NZXT Sentry 3 fan controller, which is awesome, but not all the products I bought. Not all the products were bought by me. Buying that myself, that came out of my pocket. But what he does is he also does buy me a lot of other products, which I'll show you, like this, which I'm going to do an unboxing video on in a few minutes, which was sent to me. So a lot of the mice he sent or given to me for free, bought for me or whatever, however he gets them. I'm not sure. I don't ask, don't care. So big shout out to CJIT. Like this mouse here, the Razer Naga Expert MMO mouse, which I got from my sponsor, CJIT, a good friend Scott. Quick little view of what is inside. Ooh, look at that bitch. Look at that mouse, guys. Quick view in the back. So that's it. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, CJIT. Thank you for everything. Without you, this channel would not be possible. And that's pretty much it. So look forward to another review and unboxing. It's not just going to be a review. I'm going to do the unboxing first and post that, play with the mouse for a couple days, and then do the review. That's it. Shout out CJIT. This is BC Tech. This is Andy signing out.